It's good food.
Oh my goodness.
It's good.
Oh my God. I would chill.
Hey, I got some advice for you young kings out there. You know, I want to help you avoid the whole being classified as a simp thing when you out with some female or and she does something egregious like hug up on another guy and shit or act out of pocket and get all touchy feely and shit and she with you, you know. Hey, uh follow that whole lion and Miguel analogy, go big. Right? That's fucking anagram. You know, going big. All right. Big means block, ignore, ghost, and shit. Act like you never seen them before and shit. Okay. You know, it's nothing new and shit, right? You know, as a matter of fact, when I lived on the West Coast and shit, I would see this a lot in the Spanish community and shit. Like Spanish community, like mostly females would do this shit. Like when they dude would piss them off, like real bad and shit, they would just act like they never knew the motherfucker. Like the dude would instantly be unmade. You know, you would act like he didn't exist and shit. I had a female pull that shit on me and shit. It was therapeutic. I was just laughing my ass off because like the chick acted like the chick was mad at me and she just said fuck it, right, and acted like I didn't exist and shit. And I thought at first I was confused, and then I thought it was funny as fuck and shit. And then I was like, you know, it's kind of like a it's a narcissistic thing to do and shit. But I wholesale endorse doing that to females that fuck with you and make you mad and shit. Uh, I rather you do this than get you know get overly emotional like some guys in our community do. You know, be a man about it and shit. Like, be like, hey, fuck it. It's her body, her choice. All right, it's her peace sleeve. All right, when the female, you hanging out with some female, you know, that's your date, and she start fucking around with some other guy right in front of you and doing the most egregious shit. Then she made her choice right there. Okay, there's nothing to be mad about. You now know that her peace sleeve ain't worth shit. That shit hit the stock market. It went rock bottom. You know, crashed. Her peace sleeve ain't worth shit. Right? And so I advise you to, you know, block, ignore, ghost and shit. And if you see her, she be talking to you, just don't say shit. Or be like, oh, can I help you, ma'am? And just continue with that shit. Just do it, you know? No matter what. Ignore her fucking friends too. Ignore everybody that want to come up to you and ask you about that shit. And just keep it a buck. Just act like you don't know who that is when they talking to you. It's like, who is that person? Was that I was with this person? Are you sure? You know? I'm just saying this for you young kings out there. I know it seems like some kind of, you know, silly thing to do and shit. But it's better than getting your ass whooped and losing your life and shit. Because a lot of times, like regular guys get in this situation when they go somewhere and their girlfriend hug up on somebody. Usually they ain't gonna do this shit if the guy's like a pookie or something. They'll do like that shit to the, I guess the educated lame. They'll hug up on some guy they know the motherfucker can't beat and shit. And won't be bashful about telling you that's what they think and shit. And then think they're gonna sit in your fucking car and ride around and shit. Now, when I looked at this NBA YoungBoy clip and shit, and I saw the dude filming that shit, yeah, he was okay to film this shit, you know, her doing that. And then the rest of that tape should have been him walking to his car and driving the fuck off. And if she has some shit in the car, just toss it out. You know, just leave her there. NBA YoungBoy will bring her home when you get through with her. You know, maybe he'll give her 220s. You know? And don't take her calls. Just to block, ignore, ghost and shit. Now, you guys think this shit don't work. It do work and shit. I did this shit. I wasn't even thinking about it. You know, I had a female did some, you know, I was dating this chick, this female, man. I was dating a red bone. And she did some shit that pissed me off. She didn't do that. You know, she did something, like, probably a little bit worse. I'm not going to elaborate because the bitch might find this video. But she did some shit, some egregious shit in that area with me. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, okay. I say, okay, fuck. So I just acted like we never was in no relationship. I was just like, fuck it, you know? And then after a while, it took between 8 and 12 hours, I was like, cool as fuck. And then the female came to me about 2 or 3 weeks later. She came up to me making some excuses, trying to talk to me like, I heard you was like saying shit about me. I was like, I ain't saying nothing about you or whatnot. Who are you? Who are you? And then it was weird because I wouldn't acknowledge that we was ever dating and shit. And I clapped her cheeks plenty of times. She came to my house and begging for the peen and shit. She traveled to my house on her own dime to get her cheeks clapped, and she came on Friday, and the bitch left on like Monday or Tuesday or some shit. And I just acted like I did. I was like, fuck it, you know. I can go deeper, but you know, I don't want, you know, the bitch might find this shit and, you know, look out on me or something. You know, I get a fucking letter in the mail, and I don't want that shit. You know, I don't think she's not that smart. All right, but I did. I went big on her. She came back. She bullshitted around. She just wanted a conversation, and I didn't really talk to her. I walked away from her, and she followed me until we were somewhere where there's hardly no people around. Then I was like, "What you want?" And then she just wanted to apologize, and it was the weirdest thing in the world because she looked like she felt like an asshole, and she just wanted to shake my hand, and she wanted to apologize, and she wanted to shake my fucking hand, and I didn't even shake her hand. I just said, "Hey, it's cool, Miss." Then she was like, "Okay, well, you know, I'm sorry anyway." And then she went about her business and shit. She didn't get none of the shit that she wanted when she did that egregious act I shall not mention. But like right after that happened, I knew the bitch was talking because a couple of females came up to me, being nosy, and then the third bitch wanted some action too. She wanted to come to my house too and get clapped, but she didn't qualify. And you know, she kept fucking around, and then she was calling to come over to my house. But like I was pissed off, so I had the chick that was with me at that day on that day in my flat answer my phone, and that killed that shit. So hey, things can work out, young man. Don't be a simp. I won't call you a simp and shit unless I look at the situation. I determine you are a true motherfucking simp and shit. Don't be a sugar daddy. Don't be nothing. Don't bring her be her chauffeur to Pookie's dick. All right, hold your nuts. This is well, my name is the Geek Underground, and I approve this message.
Okay, I'm F-R-E-E, friendly, bitch, free, entertaining broke niggas while you talking to me. That's why you S-I-N-G-L-E again, cause you wanna be a hoe with your little dog ass friend. O-B-R-O-K-E, little bitch. Always see somebody section, roll a bush and let you hit. O-M-E-S-S-Y, asshole. Can't stay got a nigga bending little nosy asshole. Bitch, your attitude do not match your description. But had the nerve to have me all off in your mentions. Got some problems without my other bitches. Clout chasing bitch, she just looking for attention. Bitch, your lace front C-H-E-A-P. Went to Miami with your friend, but you couldn't buy nothing to eat. L-M-F-A-O, girl, I'm beat. Ain't your friend faking fit too, she sucked me up last week. Oh.
Yeah, suck a nigga dick or something. Suck a nigga dick or something.
Okay, I'm F-R.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.